This is Cryptids Comedians, a show where two stand-up comics talk about mythical creatures, legendary monsters, and fabled beasts the same way we talk about that one comedy club with all the red flags. But comics still go there. Anyway, you've been warned. We've told you it's not a good club. We told you the owner's not a good person. There are literal signs that say, don't go there. And still, comics go there. And they wonder why they leave feeling crappy about their lives and their careers. Maybe that's a little personal. Anyway, I'm Thom Tran with my co-host Peter Murphy.
Hey everybody, Peter here. Just happy to be in this safe space.
Have you been to any clubs like that?
Yeah, those places suck, and like people are predatory and crappy, and you know what? Yeah, we can't allow ourselves to go to those places.
I think that's what it is when you have a predatory owner.
Yeah.
Just feeding and just like feeding off the young comics and their...
Or someone that's obsessed with fame.
Yeah, there's
that's
that
annoying.
Too. Well, that's not what this show's about. On this show, we talk about a different cryptid every week, and I tell Peter about the history, lore, cultural significance, pop culture references, and I show him any evidence, if there is any, and he tells me why I am wrong. Peter, as always, for the people who are here for the first time or just they don't know, can you tell us what a cryptid is?
Yeah, cryptid. It's like it's kind of odd because you'll experience it every few months, I suppose. But it's when there's such a thick fog that it's not actually fog on the ground. It's just the practice of the Earth rotating and the clouds are lower than they typically are. So the clouds, you'll see them in the sky and you'll be like, oh, that one looks like Mario and Luigi. That one looks like, Princess Toad. That one looks like, Sonic the Hedgehog, whatever, Mickey Mouse. But when the clouds are so low to the ground that they're actually fog, and it's hard to navigate through, but you're experiencing it, being in a cloud rather than like maybe flying through a cloud. And that's like the act of, that's a cryptid type of a day is how it's used colloquially.
I think it's just called fog. I
never thought about it like that.
But once again, incorrect.
Oh.
A cryptid is any creature or animal that is rumored to exist, but there's no scientific evidence that proves that it does exist.
Oh.
Yes. And this week we are heading to Louisville, Kentucky, where folklore, bad decisions, and freight trains come together to form one of America's strangest and most dangerous urban legends. Peter, this is the story of the Pope Lick Monster.
The Pope Lick Monster.
A creature that is half man, half goat, and 100% not covered by your health insurance.
Ugh.
And yes, I picked this cryptid because of it's called the Pope Lick Monster.
Ew.
There has to be something funny behind that name.
Right.
And two, I'd never actually heard of this. Until I started researching this cryptid, never heard of it. And I feel like I am one of those people that's kind of in tune with a lot of cryptids.
You do know all things.
I do know a lot of things.
You do.
A lot of things. But I'd never heard of the Pope Lick Monster.
Yeah.
So let's get this out of the way. First, quick disclaimer before we start. The monster itself may or may not exist. Okay. The bridge we are going to be talking about absolutely does exist. And the trains that cross that bridge definitely do exist.
Whoa, okay.
So keep that in mind.
Trigger warning.
So let's start with what the Pope Lick Monster is. The Pope Lick Monster is a legendary cryptid said to live near Pope Lick Creek just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. And before we really get into things, I had to find out where the name Pope Lick came from. Mm-hmm. And it is disappointingly not funny. Yes. I was hoping for something just hilarious. It has nothing to do with a freaky head of a church. I did a little digging, and the common understanding is Pope is probably a local family surname, like the Pope family that owned land in the area in the 1800s. Lick is an old frontier term meaning a natural salt lick.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's places where animals, especially deer and bison, gather to lick salt from the ground, which, ew.
Yeah.
And early settlers commonly named waterways after like nearby landowners, natural features used by animals. So Pope Lick Creek basically means the salt lick on Pope's land.
Oh,
yeah. With that said, Kentucky is full of lick names, including Bullet Lick, Denon Lick, and, wait for it, Big Bone Lick, which is, that's a real thing. It is a state historical site in the northeast side of the state. It's actually closer to Cincinnati, Ohio than it is to most major cities in Kentucky. But whoever did that had to have known what they were doing, right? Nobody goes, hey, let's name this thing Big Bone Lick, and nobody will misconstrue that with anything.
Big Bone Lick. Ugh, that's weird. Yeah, who's naming these things?
So most sightings center around the Pope Lick Trestle, which is a tall railroad bridge stretching nearly 100 feet above the ground. The creature is usually described as a half man, half goat looking creature. Something like a satyr or a fawn. Do you know what a satyr or a fawn is?
Yeah. If I don't feel like having a beer, I'll have a satyr. It's a little lighter and sweeter. And a fawn, it's like it's like a leaf.
No.
Branch.
Satyr or fawn is like a one of those Greek gods who is half goat. Like Pan.
Oh, yeah.
Pan. Not Peter Pan. Pan, the Greek god who was a man up top, but he was a goat on the bottom.
Yeah.
So something like that.
Centaur.
Yes. So that's kind of what they describe the Pope Lick monster being like.
Oh, I see.
So, it's what happens when Appalachian folklore and nightmare have a baby. It looks something like this. Now, according to legend, this thing lurks near the trestle. It watches from the shadows and it lures people onto the bridge using hypnotic powers, shape-shifting, or just straight-up creepy vibes.
Yeah.
So, important note here, the bridge, which we were talking about, the Pope Lick Trestle, is very active and very real and very private and very dangerous.
Oh.
So, there have been lots of deaths reported around the Pope Lick Trestle.
Well,
but all easily explainable because people walked on this bridge where active trains were riding across. And that's what all the deaths are really attributed to.
Wow. And then the Pope Lick monster
Gets the bad press.
and is eating these bodies.
Okay, yes.
Potentially.
Sure.
It's got to eat something. That's my new thing here. It's like these monsters got to eat something. What are they eating? They're scaring kids, eating kids. They're eating dead bodies.
Good point.
They're swimming in bodies of water. They're eating fish. They got to eat something.
Okay.
You got to eat something.
Okay. And maybe it is these people that are being killed by the trains.
Could be.
Who are trying to walk across this like it was Stand By Me.
Oh, yeah, you don't want that. You want to see a dead body. No.
So let's talk about the origins of the legend. Unlike some cryptids that have neat, explainable origins, the Pope Lick monster kind of just wandered into existence. There's no singular origin story. One legend says it was an escaped carnival attraction that made its way into the woods of Kentucky.
Oh.
Another legend says it was a farmer that sacrificed goats to Satan for eternal life, which seems like a good trade. Like if the devil was like, hey, you get eternal life, I want 6 goats.
Oh.
You would say yes.
Oof.
Right? You're thinking way too hard about
6
this.
goats.
I feel like for 6 goats, which is the equivalent of a, Dodge Dart.
A buffet of goats. Yeah, a murder of goats. I don't know.
Really?
I honestly don't know. Yeah. Vampires don't seem very happy about eternal life.
Facts. For the most part.
For the most part. And I don't know, I like those goats. Maybe I could get something better for those goats, or show them a life. What's he gonna do with them? If I know he's gonna do something,
Eat them. Goats are delicious.
Yeah, I know you like goat. I love goat. No, I'm holding my goats.
Okay.
I'm holding my goats on this one. But you would sell out your goats. Your own goats, Tom.
I'd sell out your mom.
Your own goats,
I'd
your
sell out
own
you.
mom. Gosh, my mom, everyone's mom.
You know what?
Me.
No, for eternal life, no. I don't think I would. Because eternal life is not all it's cracked up to be. Everybody, like you just said it, like vampires are never like super happy about living forever.
They don't love it, yeah. And but you've got something else going on. Like you'll look young forever because you're Asian.
This is true. Absolutely correct.
Tom, people don't know this, but you're actually 72 years old.
Yeah. I just had a birthday.
Yeah, it's big 7-2. It's a big one to celebrate.
It was me and General George Patton, born on the same day.
Wow. Oh man. I salute you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to give up anything. Unless those goats were real assholes, I'd be like, take them.
Aren't goats typically assholes?
I don't know.
You know what kills me?
Are they?
When people show me videos of baby goats, and I'm like, oh God, baby goats.
Oh, they're nice.
Cute.
There's a word that goats for like a goat scream, and it's that word.
A goat scream?
Like the sound a goat makes. It's called a no,
that's a sheep.
It's a bird. Dang it! I just looked it up and I missed it. Burt.
Like a Burt Baccarat?
Yeah, something like that. Burt. Yeah, I guess I would get pretty tired of that. So just take the goats if you need them. But then I wouldn't have goat eggs. And if I had a farm, I'd have goats. I'd have chickens. I'd have goat eggs. I'd have chicken eggs, ostrich eggs.
Okay.
Yeah, a goat egg omelet.
God, I would if there was a goat egg omelet. It'd be delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So the legend gained traction in the mid to late 1900s, specifically 1955, which is literally the middle of the decade. It's the middle year of the middle decade of the century.
Whoa.
So it's as middle as you can get.
So mid.
When a group of Boy Scouts and their scoutmaster say they experienced weird happenings in the campground, which is, grown men out in the woods with a bunch of boys camping. That's
something. Something's going to happen.
It's not.
Be responsible,
it's not
kids. Be
great.
responsible.
The legend was passed down through local storytelling, teen dares, and ominous warnings that started with, you probably shouldn't do that. There's no single documented first sighting either, all of which suggests the legend just kind of evolved naturally like a good folklore. Description of the monsters vary wildly, which is cryptid speak for no one really agrees on what this thing looks like. But common traits include that it stands between 7 and 8 feet tall, which, Peter, have you noticed how many cryptids we've talked about that are all like between 7 and 8 feet tall?
Yeah, and who's seeing these things? Like, is it guys that are like actually 5'6" and they say that they're 6 feet tall online? Like,
that feels like an attack.
Nobody knows how tall. No guy knows how tall anything is. So, especially if you're encountering some type of beast like this and you're scared. No. A lot of cryptids are really tall.
Yeah.
But you know what? Why do you think that is?
Because obviously people are afraid of things bigger than them.
Makes it scarier.
Makes it scarier than
But
them.
also, you don't see a lot of like 7 foot tall guys walking around. You see a lot of NBA players, right? Mm-hmm. 7 feet tall. But you don't see a lot of 7 foot tall guys walking around. So maybe they transform. Maybe they make that deal with the devil for eternity, but they turn into this.
Okay.
That could be possible.
Okay.
But, you just brought it up. This is one of those cryptids that is like a policing cryptid. The legend is told on and on of this cryptid. Stay away from this area. Stay away from this type of behavior. Don't find yourself here or doing this.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So
Some
it's
category.
more of a warning than anything else.
Yeah. It's like a way that adults can police kids to not get into trouble.
All right. Well, in addition to being 7 to 8 feet tall, it's typically portrayed as having goat legs with hooves, a humanoid torso, horns, glowing eyes, because of course they glow. Some witnesses say it walks upright. Others say it crouches along the beams of the bridge. A few claim that it just stands there, menacingly. Because if you see anything weird on a pitch black train bridge at night, your brain probably is not filing a police report. It's probably like, what are all the weird things that this could be?
Yeah.
And it allegedly has superpowers. So the Pope Lick monster isn't just spooky. It's said to be talented, which is a weird way to put that. According to legend, it can hypnotize victims into walking onto the trestle. It can mimic human voices calling for help. It can shapeshift into someone familiar. So basically, a crappy Vegas act.
And as we know, all cryptids have the ability to blur cameras.
Yeah. But weirdly, there haven't been a lot of sightings in the time of portable cameras. Most of the legends, start in the 50s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah, we've got to think, you know what? If this podcast does anything for anybody, it's that you should be very ready to take your phone out and take a photo.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not, when you're scared, it's fight or flight, right? It's not fight, flight, phone. And if you are flight oriented, you're thinking flight, you're probably running or turning. And that's, and then next thought is take a photo. You're jostling around with it. It's tough. That's a really wide collection of talents and
that is
abilities, right?
There's no rhyme or reason to that.
No, it doesn't. It's not so consistent. It sounds like an excuse that everybody. It's like, oh, traffic. Oh, well, it's the Pope Lick monster again.
So the skeptical translation would be that between the darkness, adrenaline, and peer pressure, doing a lot of heavy lifting, people are just seeing things that they think is there. So the Pope Lick trestle is the real danger. This very real bridge where very active trains still drive across it is what the problem is. Let's talk about the bridge itself, because this is where folklore meets physics. The trestle is roughly 90 feet high. It's nearly 800 feet long.
Wow.
It spans Pope Lick Creek, and trains cross it regularly. Trains that cannot stop, and there's nowhere safe to stand once one of them appears, because the what are those called? The bindings, the ties on the bridge. If you're walking across that, they're spaced so far out that you can't run. You're like hopping, jumping, like from thing to thing. So if a train comes, you're not sprinting.
Can't.
You're just like kind of trying to get from one thing to the next.
Yeah, you're bounding like it's like a 8-bit video game from like one thing to the next, right?
Yeah, and then people will try to like crawl down and hang off the side, but you got to hang off this 90-foot high bridge while a train crosses, shaking the bridge for 5 to 7 minutes or however long that is. How many people can do a pull-up or just hang on a thing for 5 to 7 minutes, much less with a train going by?
Insane. No, I mean, you're dead. You're dead.
So people wind up hanging across there. I did hear one story of a group of kids who were walking across it, and then they like try to climb down to get away from the train, and they climb down to one of those like those moorings that are holding it up.
Yeah.
And the fire department had to come, and the ladder for the fire department just barely got to them.
Wow.
Just barely got to him. One of the firefighters said if they were just a little higher, wouldn't have gotten there.
Oof. Oh, boy.
So the bridge is on private property. It is closed to pedestrians. It is not designed for exploration, photos, or monster hunting. So there are real life tragedies, like I told you. This is where the legend turns serious. There were over a dozen serious injuries and deaths that have occurred on or near the trestle.
Whoa.
The most widely known incident happened in 2016, so 10 years ago, as of this recording.
Yeah.
A teenager was struck and killed by a train.
Oh, no.
Authorities have repeatedly emphasized that there is no evidence that a monster was involved, but very real evidence of danger. So over time, the legend just became a magnet for urban explorers, thrill seekers, and social media dares, which don't. It's a train track.
No, you know what? If you're dumb enough to do it, you're dumb enough to die.
You know what? The gene pool doesn't need your genes in it.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you know what? If that's how you want to go out, that's how you want to go out. Sometimes I think about that in the Dark Knight Returns. It's like, or the Dark Knight Rises. Pardon me. Like, Batman wants to die, and Alfred's like, you want to die. You don't want to win. You just want to die.
Mm-hmm.
Some people some people, you go out looking for the Pope lick, you get licked by the Pope. As that old adage goes.
There's that old adage that you just made up goes.
Yeah, you get licked by the Pope.
Somewhere along the way, there was a cautionary tale, and then that became a challenge, unfortunately. So even though there are real deaths, none of them have ever been attributed to a half goat, half man, possibly a circus freak.
Have you ever done anything like really dangerous, like
Join the army?
like join the army? Yeah.
Go to war? Jump out of airplanes?
Jump out of an
throw
airplane?
Grenades?
Wait, first time. Okay, yeah, that's
Cheat
probably
on a Sicilian?
of all those things.
Woman.
I think the most dangerous one.
Sicilian woman.
Of all those things, the most dangerous might be holding.
By the way, she had it coming to her?
Yeah.
Because she cheated first.
Oh well, then you got to get her back. What's it like pulling the pin out of a grenade and then throwing it, or having a grenade just in your hand?
What's
that like?
The first time I was 18 years old.
Whoa.
And I'd never, up until like the week before, fired a weapon.
Shoot.
And
then you have a grenade?
Then they're like, here's a grenade. Pull the pin, count to 3, throw it.
Holy shit.
And I'm sure there are people who grow up with explosives and firearms and things like that. I was a city kid.
Yeah.
Moved to the South, joined the army, and they're like, here's a gun and a grenade. And the first time the first time you do anything, it's scary. And grenade, airplane.
Yeah. At that point,
Sicilian.
At that point, had you realized,
which may have been the most dangerous thing I've ever done.
At that point, had you realized, this is what I signed up for? Or you knew that going in, like, yeah, I'm going to have a grenade. I'm going to throw it. I'm going to, be able to fire ammunition, multiple rounds. Or was it like a shock, or were you like, oh yeah, this is what, I came here for. I knew the risk going in.
I think in my head I knew it, but until they just hand me a grenade and they were just like, look, throw it that way.
That's true, because like, you do anything that has like calculated risk, like bungee jumping, parachute, jumping,
Cheating on a Sicilian.
Hot air ballooning. It's like, okay, there's a risk. Even skiing.
Who was super hot, by the way.
Oh, man.
Super, and it was her fault. She cheated first. Sorry, I'm still not over this. Apparently,
no. You know what? You learned your lesson. Yeah. Don't go back there, and don't and you're no longer with that Sicilian woman. You're no longer in the army.
Yeah,
you're safe, except for tomatoes being thrown at you at comedy shows.
Have you had a tomato? Have you had anything thrown?
No, I got someone booed at me recently.
Recently?
Yeah, I said I really enjoy monogamy, and
someone booed monogamy.
This woman looked up from her plate of food and goes, "Boo!" I was like, "What? You're kidding me, right? Monogamy?
You're booing monogamy."
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we went into it, and she
was she a whore?
Just recently divorced, and I was like, "Oh well, okay."
All right.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you, young lady.
Have you done anything life-threatening or like voluntarily done anything like cross a trestle?
No, nothing like that. I've jumped off of bridges into the water. I've jumped off.
How high are these bridges?
Bridges and rock quarries, I suppose, and like cliffs, as high as 20 stories.
Wow.
Yeah. There's, what's it called? It's right at the Colorado-Nevada border. There's a river there. It's really fun. But I jumped off there, and I hadn't been swimming in a while, so it's kind of tough. Next difficult thing, that's probably that's like pretty scary, especially when you're up there and you're measuring it. That's when you're just like, hey, I'm up here. I just got to keep walking and don't stop until there's no ground underneath you.
Have you bungee jumped or?
Never bungee jumped. Never done
skydiving.
Skydiving. You know what? Maybe one day I'll go skydiving, Rocky Mountain climbing. Bull riding. Just like that old country song.
Tim McGraw. My next 30 years? No,
I
that's not
went
it.
skydiving.
Yeah.
Probably a good karaoke song in Florida.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, 50 plus. They're singing that.
Yeah.
They're singing that. Yeah. Okay. But as a civilian, what's the most dangerous thing you think you've done other than, get involved on the wrong side of a Sicilian woman?
She was so hot. As a civilian, I don't know, man.
After doing that, there's no need to put yourself in the way of danger, right?
But also, like, everything. I mean, I've been shot, literally. Like, I've been shot in combat.
That's
I'm
true.
like, what else? What can be more exciting than being in combat and bleeding from your skull, and like trying to finish a mission while, trying to stay conscious and bleeding from your head. Like, I mean, I like comedy. It's not like really physically dangerous. It's emotionally damaging, though. It can be emotionally damaging.
There's that. Yeah, there is that.
Comedy is the equivalent of walking on the Pope-lick trestle. For me. That's what
it can
is.
be, yeah. And the train's going to come at some point. You don't know when.
Yeah, the train is your crappy jokes, and you have to be able to get off the tracks.
Get out of the way.
So yeah, as a civilian, I don't think I've done anything wildly.
Yeah, there's a time for that. That's what college is for. That's what the army is for.
Yeah, I jumped out of planes for a living. It's fine. It's fine. So what are people actually seeing? Possible explanations include wildlife, shadows being distorted by height and darkness and leaves and bridges and branches and stuff like that. Fear filling in the blanks of whatever you're seeing at night. Folklorists suggest that the Pope-lick monster functioned as a modern warning, as you'd said, similar to bridges having trolls and river spirits. In the ancient times, people tell you to be careful of those things. It was a story designed to keep people away from dangerous places like the Pope-lick trestle.
Yes, stay away.
And honestly, it makes sense. Monsters are memorable. Safety signs, not so much. So the Pope-lick monster has appeared not a lot of media. There's some regional folklore books, cryptid encyclopedias, online legend archives, but it's usually grouped with like the Mothman, the Goatman, the Theisman.
That's like that's like the
Joe Theisman.
The Joe Theisman. That's like the B team of like monsters. There's the Mummy. There's the Dracula. There's Frankenstein. Then there's Wolfman. Then those guys you just mentioned are the backups.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never heard of the Pope-lick monster until I started researching this, and I'm firmly in the cryptid camp.
That'd be a sick tattoo.
Oh yeah,
Pope-lick monster. Yeah.
They have that tattooed on your arm.
It's a pretty sick tattoo. Yeah.
Then you got to explain that to people.
Forearm tattoo. It's like I'm from.
Where would you get this tattooed?
If I was from that region, probably like right here, the forearm.
Okay.
Just like I'm from Kentucky.
Yeah.
He's drinking some bourbon or something.
I would get it tattooed on the bottom of my foot.
Oh my gosh.
Which is, God, that's got to be the worst place to get anything.
That's
tattooed.
terrible.
Colby, do not do it.
Some people won't. Some people won't do it. Some tattoo artists won't even do it.
Colby, come here.
I got her. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, my cat is setting. Yeah.
I just had to.
In 2016, the legend inspired an indie horror film titled The Pope-lick Monster.
Whoa.
Loosely based on the myth, heavy on atmosphere. Very clear message in the film was don't go to the bridge. That's basically it. Other than that, the monsters appeared on paranormal TV shows, YouTube documentaries, podcasts by comedians, horror countdowns. But wannabe cryptozoologist researching this episode for the first time as a wannabe. Okay, let me try that again. As a wannabe cryptozoologist researching this episode for the first time is the first time I heard about this supposed beast. So it's not super popular. The legend has been reinforced by folk and Americana music, horror podcasts. Online versions tend to increase the new supernatural elements of the story, decrease any mention of the train schedules. I, once again, would like to emphasize it's an active train bridge.
Yeah.
Don't go near it.
Don't go there unless you want to turn into a man.
Yeah.
And you want to prove yourself to your best friends and cross the bridge barefoot.
That feels irresponsible, Peter.
Yeah, feels like it. But do you want to grow up or not?
Jesus Christ.
Coward.
Peter at cryptidsandcomedians.com. Please send angry emails there.
Please.
So, does the Pope Lick monster exist? Maybe not.
Does it exist? Does it not exist? I don't want to run into it.
Okay.
I'll tell you that much, especially if it's holding an axe in some of these photos.
Randomly holding an axe.
You got to go out. Yeah, you got to go outside. But if this is outside, do you got to go outside? Yeah, really?
Seriously.
Rough, tough. I don't think so. I think in some places, in some parts of the country that are not necessarily so close to cities, the moon shines a little brighter, casts a little bigger of a shadow. Okay. And, you see something like this, and it scares the bejesus out of you. Okay. What do you think, Tom?
I don't know if this thing exists. I'm leaning towards it does not, but I do know what exists. The bridge, very real.
Yeah, the bridge is real.
The trains, very real.
They'll take you.
And it's a powerful local legend, and people probably came up with the idea of this Pope Lick monster to keep people from crossing this bridge and getting hit by trains. I mean, dozens of people have already been killed by it. So, I think it was one of those things that people used as a legend to try to keep people safe.
Yeah.
The human tendency to underestimate risk is high when a good story is involved. So be very careful. Don't go to the Pope Lick trestle. Don't cross the bridge. Is what I'm saying.
Don't go there. But if you do go there, go all the way. Stand on top of it. God. Run, bound from one board to the next. Prove you're a man.
This is where we're getting sued.
Prove you're a man.
Sued for this.
Prove you're tough.
Peter is
coward.
Sued.
You want to see? You want to face me? You want to face me?
Peter at.
Come out to one of my shows. And where am I going to be specifically? Go to petermurphythecomedian.com. If you've, bounded across the Pope Lick trestle and lived to tell the tale, I want to shake your hand.
Once again, I'd like to emphasize on behalf of the management of this podcast, don't cross the Pope Lick trestle. Peter speaks for himself.
Unless you're a coward. Yeah. Maybe, have I done it? Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't had the opportunity yet. And then this is where
you can find Peter on tour in Kentucky.
This is where, exactly. This is where the screen goes black and white, and it's like R.I.P. Peter Murphy. Pope Lick trestle claimed another one.
This would be the last episode with Peter Murphy.
Oh my God!
What would it suck if this wanted for like some kind of? Okay, I'm just not going to talk about that.
Well, the end, yeah.
Or can people find you on the interwebs?
It's petermurphythecomedian.com and search Peter Murphy on Instagram. I'm the person with the blue profile picture. Easy to find. I'm easy to find.
Easy to find.
What about you, Tom? Where can people find you on?
People can find me on the interwebs. My tour dates, thomtran.com, thomtran.com. Looking like this is going to be another international touring year for me.
Woo!
South Korea, Puerto Rico look like they're going to be on the books.
And you're still waiting to hear back from North Korea.
Yeah, I priced myself out though.
Okay, fair. Good idea.
I told them I want all of their nuclear weapons.
Oh, okay.
And it's, I don't know if they're going to give that up.
Okay, yeah, it'd be tough.
I also said I'm only doing 35 minutes and I'm bringing 3 openers.
Right, because you need to bring an army with you.
ThomTran.com for tour dates, _@_TomTran, ThomTran. YouTube page, youtube.com/TomTranOnline. This show is at Cryptids and Comedians. If you're listening on your podcatcher of choice, leave us a 5-star rating, leave us a comment, tell us what creature we should talk about next. And if you're listening on the YouTubes, like the show, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about it.
Sure.
So thanks for watching. We'll be back with another episode soon. Peter.
Stay magical.